From the pilot field with Chris Agutter, the Hastings United manager. Good result today, Chris. How do you think it went?
Yeah, really good. First 20 minutes was okay. Was probably the best part of the game. VCD and South Park away was a lot more, rather than it be a 20-minute good spell, it was more 70 minutes. But today we had 20 minutes of good football, and yeah, should have been 3 or 4 up. Missed loads of chances, which we've been doing far too regularly. But yeah, decent 20 minutes, and after that the game was much for a muchness. But we managed to get the win today, unlike the last 2 games.
You made some changes in your formation during the game. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, we changed shape after we went 2-1 up. We just felt that as they went a little bit longer, because they brought Shimai Barmo on, you can see they were going to go a bit longer. So we put 2 holding midfield players in rather than the 1, just to make sure we get hold of the second balls, and rather than winning the first one, we get bodies around the second, so we could then pick up second balls and then dominate the game from there, really.
So you've had the last few games, like you've talked about the chances that you've missed, and how do you manage that during the week in your training sessions?
Well, everything, a lot of missed chances. Everything this week has had a finish on it. So any physical work or any technical work has always been with a finish. There's been plenty of practice, not just the centre forwards and the wide players. It's also been right across the team in terms of loads of opportunity to practice there. And really, it's just reiterating to the players the importance of being ruthless in both boxes, which we haven't been. As we know, I think we should have had 3 wins on the spin rather than 2 draws and a win. But also, what you don't want to do is go over it and labour the point too much, where it becomes a problem for your forward players. Obviously, make them aware that they're not meeting expectations, but in the same line, don't heap too much pressure on them, and which means it could be counterproductive.
So you've got quite a young side. It's been well publicised. How with the ethos that you've got at the moment in terms of bringing academy players through. So looking forward towards the end of the season, what are you looking at in terms of the shape of your team and who's going to be playing?
I think anyone we bring in, because we're always looking, anyone we bring in has got to be with a view to the longer term. I think we're in a difficult situation here because the season's not done. You know, there's still a lot of games to play, and what you don't want to do is expose players too early because you know that you can't get promoted or you can't get in the playoffs. There's still that slim chance of that happening. So all the time that's the case. I think it's very much keep going as we are with the existing players, and if a player like Sinke Christie comes along that we want, not just for the end of this season but longer term, we obviously try and bring them in. In terms of promoting academy players into the side, we're very lucky, we've got a very good group underneath, but what we don't want to do is expose them too early and then so that negatively impact results short term. But you know, you still want to be in a position when you're not blocking pathways. So what you've got is a group of players now, I think, that is more with a view to the longer term, definitely.
So you've got another home game next Saturday.
Yep.
How are you looking in terms of any changes? You've lost Daniel in the week. I've seen your interview about that. So how do you then prepare when you've got a player that you're kind of thinking of going forward that was going to be part of your plans?
I think what we do have, actually, we're quite lucky, is in terms Daniel's at electric pace, but what we do have is now with the players we brought in previously, we've got that in abundance going forward. There's good competition for places. I just think it needs to be adaptable. I've seen that you said about changing formation today. I think in the ideal world we wouldn't have needed to change today, but they obviously changed their plans, so we look to counter that, and it's the same really off the pitch. Obviously we had plans of having Daniel for longer, ideally towards the end of the season, but we need to be adaptable and adjust and get on with it. But what we do have is, as we've just been saying, we've got a decent squad and we've got a lot of quality, so Daniel's loss is potentially someone else's gain. Yeah.
So just lastly, what are your best hopes for the rest of the season?
Until it's mathematically impossible, we still talk about the playoffs. We try not to mention it too much in the dressing room because we did before the Greenwich Borough game, and I thought it drowned the players' really expectations. So we don't talk about it too much, but quietly, whilst there's still hopes of that, you never know. Just really keep putting in place the right steps and foundations for next season, making sure that we tie down the players that we want to keep and actively recruit others. I mean, I was at a meeting yesterday with a player for best part of 3 hours that it's virtually confirmed it'll be with us next season. So yes, it's, as I said, it's look after the short term, but also with a view to the long term.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time today, Chris.
Pleasure.
Good luck for next week.
Thank you. Thank you.